Alright everyone, the 4th of July is tomorrow, so it's time for a pro-gun video. Also, you gotta understand something. Like, here in the state of Vermont, we have dumb anti-fireworks laws. Like, you know, there's nowhere you can get the real good fireworks here in Vermont. There are fireworks stands, but for the most part, you're talking about smoke bombs and black snakes. And the funny thing is, I remember being down for the 4th of July and for New Year's in Texas, southern Texas. It's like a war zone for like 6 hours nonstop. It's like armies of kids marching through the streets with all their firecrackers and M80s and all the good stuff. And they have, you know, the actual fireworks. You stick them in the ground, light them. They go up a good 100 yards before blowing up. You know, you get a crate of those, you can have some fun. You can't do that in this state. So in a state that's chronically dry, where brush fires, home fires, and stuff are a real fucking big issue, yeah, some 10-year-old can go to the fireworks stand. You don't need to show ID. Grab up what you want. I got a bunch of firecrackers and smoke bombs when I was there. I thought it was great. I'd never seen such a thing before. Here, where our idea of a drought is it didn't rain for 2 days in a row, oh my god, you know, we're all going to die. Quick, we need to irrigate. You know, quick, drain Lake Champlain quickly, because otherwise the whole state will go up like a tinderbox. Here, where it's never dry, like droughts don't really exist, you're not allowed to be, it's a fire hazard. By the way, think of the children. The think of the children thing is so fucking stupid in every fucking total way. The kids down in Texas use fireworks, and they usually don't blow their hands off. So why is it the kids up here are registered in is so dumb? It's because it's a nanny state mentality. It's dumb. But you can fire off your gun on the 4th. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take like a fucking box of 500 rounds out there, just sit there doing target practice all day. Maybe I'll televise a little bit of that. But by the way, some people are saying, well, show your pea sticks. I am not going to reveal exactly what type of Glock I use for actual self-defense, because I don't want anyone to be able to prepare in case someone comes through the window at night. I want them to be unprepared. Hopefully that never happens, but that's the whole point. But I will tell you, I do have a .22 revolver, which is like, it's basically for, you know, target practice. A .22 revolver is not really an effective self-defense weapon. It can be. You know, nobody wants to get shot with that, or even a BB gun could be used for that technically. But it's more for like, hey, there's a skunk in the garden. I'm tired of this shit. You know, get away from my bean plants. Something like that. But it's fun. Guns are fun. By the way, I have a feeling that a lot of the people that are so anti-gun, they've just never held one. They've never fired one. They don't understand. They think it's scary. But if they just put their earphones on, get your .22 little revolver, and just, you know, get someone to show you how to hold it, take a shot. Once you get past the first shot, it's not scary. You can do it. You know, I remember like the first time I shot it off is like, you know, I wasn't really prepared. It kicks a little bit, but, you know, it's a .22, so not much. Nobody says, hey, here, you've never shot before. Here, take this .44 Magnum. Take this Desert Eagle. Here's an AR-15. You know, use this. But no, hearing protection, that's for losers. Now, nobody's going to do that if they're smart. But everyone should own firearms. You've got to understand, for someone like me, I live on the edge of the woods. Literally, I walk 20 yards in that direction. I'm basically in the edge of a fairly large wooded area. There are animals out there. I've seen a bear literally in the backyard climbing one of the trees. It wasn't like fully sized. It was sort of not a juvenile, but a very young adult. I think probably female. It was fairly small. Not very intimidating, although I'd maybe go after the cats. Think of it this way, though. Think of it this way. Let's say that a bear lumbers out of the woods and starts trying to get into the house to get at the cats or something. I would like to have a firearm. Let's say that because I'm, you know, fairly well known, somebody comes by to try to start shit. Yeah, I want a firearm. I hope I don't have to use it. I hope the fact that I have one keeps them at bay so that the cops can deal with it or something. But these are the sort of situations you have to think of. And also, let's think of some other what-if situations. What if tyranny did come? Like, people are always saying, well, Orange Man bad, Trump's a fascist. Well, okay, then why do you want disarmament? Why do you want gun control? People on the left are moving towards being more pro-gun. We've seen things like, oh, if you're on the left, you should own guns. Yes, you should. Everyone should, for the most part. By the way, it's good, you know, let's say that there's a major war. They have to start drafting people. Isn't it better to have a population that knows how to shoot, by and large? Like at least a basic weapon, like a basic understanding of firearms? I would think so. And then you have something else. And this goes back to, like, my grandfather used to talk about this. He was alive during the Great Depression. People in Vermont did better than people in, like, the more developed parts of the country. I mean, number one, they were used to, like, the dirt floor rural existence. But number two, a lot of people had, like guns and stuff. they could go and they could, number one, defend their crops. Like if there was a depression here, I can defend my crops from animals. Then I can eat the animals that I shoot. Isn't that wonderful? I get free food, basically. As long as you have enough ammo to keep, being able to shoot. Have some small game. You can add some protein to your diet. They had rationing back then. The rationing did not give you a particularly large protein source. It was mostly just the basics, like fucking tomato soup, a head of lettuce, and stuff like that. It was rationing. The idea was we need to feed the troops. We need to slim down a little bit, guns before butter. Bullets before butter was the saying, or something like that. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, buy war bonds and stuff like that. So we were pumping shit into the war effort. So people didn't eat as much at home. But if you were rural and you're in an area with a lot of deer and rabbits and squirrels and stuff, hey, once in a while, you're getting a few good meals out of it. You can have a stew. And by the way, if you're a citizen rather than a subject, well, there you go. You should have a gun. That's your liberty teeth. George Washington used to talk about that. I find it funny when people are anti-gun, but I try not to judge them too much. Like back when I was on the left, I was never anti-gun. But I could sort of understand people's hesitance. Like as someone who had never held a gun at the time, I could understand sort of the hesitance. It was sort of like, well, this is a potentially scary object that can kill people. Now, of course, a .22 revolver, not so much per se. But the idea of firearms is more intimidating to people who haven't encountered them a lot. Whereas you got some Appalachian family, the kids are raised basically hunting and stuff. They don't have that hesitance. So the other thing to do, like in the debate over firearms, if you're pro-gun, don't ridicule people necessarily for being anti-gun because they may literally be afraid of them because they've never encountered them. You should try to educate them more. And here's the thing, the left actually has a problem with this. You've seen this analyzed before. Like I think Vox had an article literally about this, where they were like, oh, well, it's like we're bringing a knife to a gunfight. So pun intended, I'm sure, because they're coming with facts and we're coming with emotion on the issue of guns. Yes, look at the crime statistics. Show them that. Show them the FBI's official crime statistics for gun crime. It's at a near 50-year low now. That's pretty significant. There's more guns in more hands than ever, and yet there's less gun crime. Part of that is because, the crack epidemic has begun to ebb away in favor of the opioid epidemic, which is affecting different groups of people in less densely populated areas. I think personally we could have gun crime even more. Get rid of all tech censorship, have more guns in more hands, and then fight the drug war instead of fighting a war on drugs, and you wouldn't really have much gun crime because all those inner city gangs would begin to dry up. What are they going to sell? You can't sell drugs anymore because it'll be coming from a pharmacy or be from Harold the Happy Hippie. Harold the Happy Hippie does not do home invasions very often. He's got his weed farm. He doesn't give a fuck. I think that guns are great, and I dream of a day when a gay couple can guard the marijuana plants with automatic weapons. By the way, you can get a fully automatic BB gun. It's probably the one kind of BB gun that actually would be an effective self-defense weapon. I think even a bear would look askance at being sprayed in the face with 500 shots. That's just my opinion. You aim for the face generally. You can probably hit it in the eye enough so that it goes blind. It's not going to be attacking you effectively if you've blinded it. It probably won't attack you at all. By the way, I read a story a couple days ago. I can't remember. I think this was posted on 4chan, or maybe someone tipped me off. There was a case where some dude was poaching in a game reserve in Russia, got attacked by a brown bear, and he claims that he escaped the attack by biting the bear's tongue off. Like, I guess the bear went in for his face and he grabbed its tongue and bit it, and the bear, ran away because he bit the tip of its tongue off or something. It scared it off. And I can actually believe that. That's quite inventive. I would think going for the eyes would be more sensible, sort of try to shield your face or just gouge it, but maybe that's totally wrong. He's poaching. He didn't have a fucking knife or anything, and he was in a group of people. I guess they ran off and sort of abandoned him. I guess he's out a few friends at this point. But yeah, everyone should own guns. Guns are great. It's funny how anti-gun some people are, and it's like, have you ever fired one? No. Well, fucking go fire one. You don't even know what you're talking about. Get a .22. Go take a gun safety course or something. They'll even give you the .22 to fire. They maintain it and everything. They'll show you how to basically clean it, maintain it. Here's how to load it. Here's what a safety is and stuff like that. It's fun. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, it's the gun that I have for non-self-defense is an HR Sportsman .22 revolver that my grandfather gave me a long time ago. It's quite fun. I've got thousands of bullets in there that I can fire off. I know some people were unimpressed when I said I just bought 2,000 bullets, but it's like, This isn't the main defense weapon that I use, number one. And number two, I don't sit there all day doing target practice. First, I should probably have a more proper target. Something that isn't just some boards, sort of filled in with dirt for cushioning. It works. I mean, it's not like it doesn't work to stop the a 22 round, but I should probably have something a little bit more sophisticated and maybe a little bit larger. Because the further back you stand, the more likely even the stray bullet could go over it or around or to the side or something. That wouldn't be a good idea. Don't want to accidentally hit someone's dog or something. It's in a pretty safe location, though. So yeah, I'll probably be firing off on the 4th, because you can't use fireworks here. That's about all. Peace out.